Hello students, welcome to Learning Management System. Here we have imprints the four General English, the program BSc, subject English 4th semester, session number 25, Sultan's Dream story. In this session we are going to deal with note on Sultan's Dream and its plot. Story Sultan's Dream. Sultan's Dream. Here we have the Sultana who is sitting laying on her bed and servants are visiting her. Sultan's Dream introduction. Sultan's Dream is a feminist utopian story written by Rokia Sakawat Hussain, also known as Rokia Begum, and was published in 1905 by the Indian Ladies magazine. The story portrays a world in which women rule the world and men are subordinate beings. Women control all aspects and they are aided by new technology such as flying cars and solar energy in order to help maintain their rule. The story details the daily lives of these women, which consists of a 2 hour work of a day, and goes on to display the advances made by women in a solely female dominated society. The story also explores a new religious aspect in that the religion that practiced is a modern concept of love and kindness, whereby purity is the most important factor and of all. Begum has won many accolades for her work as well as a National Day of next to her name in Bangladesh, 9th December. Begum Rokeya has been an avid feminist and has also founded the 1916 Muslim Women's Organization in her fight for women to gain access to education. She was also the founder of Kolkata's first Islamic girls' institution, 1911, in her quest to make education equally accessible to females. A Library Journal has described the short story as an interesting and informative work for Asian studies and women's studies collections. Publishers Work Weekly cited it for being a window open to briefly onto a world whose exotism is overshadowed only by its oppressiveness. This story takes place in the female utopia Ladyland, where men are excluded from the community. In this fictional universe, women have furthered the progress of humankind and considerable amount, especially technologically. Without men, the women have already invented the flying cars and without men the women have already invented the flying cars and have completely automated agriculture and other industries. They have also learned to manipulate the weather. The men live under the thumb of women in their scientific fiction world, fictitious world. The women of the city continue to in their paradise, observing that men were so foolish to think that their strength came from dominance. They observe that in nature there are animals in that bigger brains and stronger bodies than men, and yet the animals don't attempt to seize control. Without the competition that men unnecessarily introduced, society is much better. The story explains some of the other differences between Ladyland and the real world. For instance, in Ladyland, all religions have been simplified to truth and love. Since the women don't smoke nearly as many cigarettes, they managed to do in 2 hours what men took 8 hours to accomplish. Rokea's exceptional work Sultana's Dream is based on an imaginary land, Ladyland, where women seem to have access to public spaces without being restricted by social religious customs and practices. The conversation of a landlady, lady land from a male dominate space was conceived as unrealistic by Sultana. She experiences herself as free by first reclaiming a public space where she is not subjected to make gaze and surveillance. Here, the summary of a plot comes to an end. Mm, I have a reference. You can get more information about Rukia Begum as well as about the Sultan's world and about the writer's contribution to the society. Thank you. That's all from me.